In this episode, we're going to mount a standing mallard, but it's not going to be your standard standing mallard. It's going to be special because we're going to put movement to it. Now, the supplies on a mallard start off with an artificial head and an artificial beak. And we use a recreation beak so that there isn't any shrinkage. You know, if you use the real beak, number one, you have to cut down to the back of the head, and we don't have to with one of the more advanced artificial bird heads. Also, in modern-day taxidermy, there is very accurate mallard mannequins. And these mannequins have actual leg pickup points for standing and flying poses. So we're going to be able to incorporate the proper anatomy with the proper form, and we're going to bring it all together in our beautiful mount. Now, we're also going to incorporate the element of habitat. Our habitat scene consists of a marsh scene with actual puddles and duckweed in it. And if we turn it around, there's an actual board embedded in the foam to accept the wires from the bird foot. We got a beautiful bird out there, and now I'm just going to loosen it up. You know, rigor mortis sets in, so you got to loosen up the joints on both sides, get both wings completely loosened up, and also get the leg loosened up. Work it back and forth so that the thigh moves back and forth. You got to get the rigor mortis out of it so that things are movable, so that we can work our way around when we're skinning this bird out. I almost have it all completely done. Legs, wings, neck, everything's loosened up. And right on the breast area, you'll feel a ridge right in the center of the breast. And that's where we want to start. And we just have to start parting the feathers. And you know, on a mallard or any type of waterfowl, you're going to have a lot of down in there. And that down has to be separated. And something that can help you separate it is just take a squirt bottle of water and just spray it right in there, and that'll help mat the feathers down. And we'll actually find a tract of skin where there aren't any feathers. There we go, right there. See that? There are no feathers there. That's just skin. So that's our start, and I can feel the peak of that breastbone right there. So now we can just work our way down, wetting and parting to that exposed skin right along the breastbone. And we continue opening this up all the way down to the anal vent. I'm continuing to work down, and you can see that I'm right down to here. The anal vent's right there. So we have just a little ways to go, and then we'll have our seam completely open and we can make our first incision. So I've separated the feather tracts all the way back to the anal vent. Now I'm going to turn the bird around, and I'm going to feel for that breast ridge again, and that's where we start our incision. And I'm going to take my scalpel blade and just get right underneath the skin. And you don't have to auger into the actual carcass itself. You just want a nice, steady, straight cut just underneath the skin all the way back to the anal vent. And we're almost there, and right there we're at the anal vent. Now at this point, we can just grab a little bit of the side skin and just pull it, just a little bit, not a lot. Don't pull it incredibly. You'll rip the feathers out. Just enough for tension. And you see, as soon as I create that tension, you see that white membrane? That's actually what you cut. That's not the carcass, and it's not the skin. It's the membrane between the carcass and the skin, and that's what we cut. So I'm going to start opening up the bird by cutting the membrane. Again,